Welcome back to the second episode. In the previous video, we talked about energy balance and how it can be influenced by different factors, about why protein is the most important macronutrient to get right, and last but not least, about nutrient density and how this is inversely proportionate with the degree of food processing. Although we've labeled them from 1 to 6, these rules are equally important and applicable. So this is something to keep in mind as there is no hierarchy between them. Alright, rule number 4. Fresh fruits and vegetables are not evil. We can all agree on the fact that fruits and veggies are packed with antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, fiber, and phytonutrients. The reasons why they get a bad reputation among those who dismiss their importance include two very important aspects that need to be taken into consideration. 1. We need to be mindful of sugar content per gram. Not all fruits are created equal, but there's no such thing as evil fruit. While it's easier to overeat on grapes than it is to overindulge in blackberries, each fruit delivers unique micronutrients and gets digested at different rates. So it's important to discover which fruits can fit into a person's nutritional approach. And 2, we need to consider how well we can digest fiber and what types of vegetables are suited for each individual. Some people can digest broccoli or cauliflower, no matter how healthy they are. If a vegetable causes inflammatory reaction in the gut, it means it's not healthy for that individual. The reverse is also true. If there are vegetables that promote a healthy digestive tract for someone and they feel great eating them, then those vegetables should become a staple instead of being a on and off thing. For example, I love eating carrots, and I've been eating carrots for the past 2 years almost on a daily basis because they suit well with my stomach, they digest really easily, and why would I change something that works for me? As long as we keep these two considerations in mind, we can eat fruits and vegetables every day because they are rich in micronutrients. They contain lots of water to help you stay hydrated, and this also means that they're low in calories relative to their volume, which can help you control overall food intake. We name this fresh fruits and vegetables because dry fruits have significantly different nutritional values. By extracting all the water, being coated with oils and sugar on top of that makes dry fruit really easy to overeat. And this also means overeating on added sugars too. Just stick with fresh fruit and fresh vegetables. And when fresh is not an option, go for frozen because you can blend your fruits and also stir fry your vegetables this way. Rule number 5. Sleep influences how and what you eat. Haven't we all craved something sweet or felt extremely hungry after a 4 hours night's sleep? Sleep allows for complete regeneration across tissues and bodily functions. So when you run low on it, the body tries to compensate that energy lack by switching to an increased demand for calories, and especially for caloric-dense foods. You see, when you sleep less than 7 to 8 hours in a 24-hour window, and you do this systematically, hunger hormone ghrelin levels rise, making you more hungry. Leptin decreases, so it takes longer to feel full, and endocannabinoids increase, making any food more tempting. Also, more body fat is associated with a poor sleep quality, so these things go round in a circle. Lack of sleep also makes you feel more tired, so you feel more inclined to move and exercise less, which will not only influence body composition, but also reduces concentration. This makes you more stress sensitive and disrupts emotional regulation, making you more prone to become depressed and lethargic. So motivation to eat right and exercise decreases significantly. Things like waking up around the same time, waking up using a gentle alarm that's increasing in sound, exposing yourself to natural light throughout the day, limiting caffeine and alcohol consumption, having an easy dinner to digest, limiting electronics exposure 30 minutes before bed. Digital devices stimulate our brain with their light, noise, and demand for attention. Having a comfortable bed with an appropriate room temperature, making the room darker as you get closer to bed hour, and going to bed around the same time every night. All these can improve the quality and quantity of your sleep, which has tremendous benefits to the way you're eating. And keep in mind that you can't control your actual sleep, but you can control your sleep behaviors and the environment surrounding sleep hours. Rule number 6. Internal appetite regulation beats calorie tracking. Out of the people who care about the way they eat, most rely on calorie counting to guide what and how much they eat. We've grown to read nutritional labels and use apps like MyFitnessPal to keep us in check. And while it can be helpful in some situations, and it provides a good starting point, it also has downsides. When we rely on external rules to dictate how much we should eat, we tend to lose touch with the internal cues that tell us when to eat and when to stop. By relaxing, eating slowly, and tuning into our thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations, we can make incredible progress with this skill. We've experienced this, and we challenge you to test it. See how you feel after you ate in a hurry, and how you feel when you sit down and chew every bit of food without feeling stressed out about something. For the longest time we've been around, we didn't have calorie calculators, tracking systems using points, scales, or gadgets. We didn't have processed fast foods either to hijack this internal regulation. And while there are certain medical conditions that make internal appetite regulation impossible, for most of us who are relatively healthy, learning how to tune in into the body's sense of hunger and fullness can go a long way into building a sustainable, healthy eating lifestyle. Of course, these 6 rules open up many other questions, and someone might require a lot more information to build good eating habits. Armed with these principles, we'd recommend you also ask yourself a few open questions like, what are my goals right now? What are my food preferences? Do I tend to enjoy carbs or fats more? What's my experience with dieting? Have I succeeded in dieting in the past? Has that worked for me? How do I eat right now, and how good do I think this is for me? How consistent can I be with some of the changes I plan to make? And more importantly, why do I believe I need to make changes in the way I'm eating? The best diet someone can build depends on their physiology, food preference, budget, health, age, and psychology. So there's no definite answer to what works for people. But these rules we talked about are a great bit of information to set up a healthy eating lifestyle. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned because there's more nutrition videos coming soon, and Gourmeta will also appreciate it. Next time, we're going to dive deeper into initiating changes in the way we eat and what are some of the first steps we can take to make sure that these changes become long-term habits. Talk soon.